brother, but with the twist. He's gonna have a cool ability. One of my favorite anime abilities that some of them have. So, with this, when he'd go for his ability test, or like when his ability starts to manifest, it's nothing close to a time power. For some reason, their mom is like, why doesn't he have a time power quirk? Even his older sister should have one. She had a time power quirk. How come he doesn't? And he doesn't at all. His ability is just starting to manifest. So when he's in middle school, in about 5th grade, and he's being picked on by these 2 kids, and he says, oh, what are you gonna do, try and call for your sister? She doesn't care about you. Also, we have the advantage. It's 2 against 1. He smiles going, are you sure about that? I remember the odds being 3 against 2. As he puts the 2 fingers up in the air, and then 2 clones appear beside him. He says, as they punch them away, he says, sorry, buddy, my ability is nothing like a time stop. I can do this. As they all the clones rush at him, as they beat the crap out of all of them. He goes, as he does like a maniacal laugh as he walks away. As the clones poof, he goes, with like a death look, walks forward into like, and if this was like an anime, it'd be like a, oh yeah, if I sound a tiny bit shaky here, it's because I don't feel good. I haven't eaten since like 8:30, 8:10 or something. I haven't eaten lunch. That's why I sound a little shaky. And I don't actually feel good. So with this, he'd start fighting more people who would try and get in his way, or like try and bully him. As his ability, and his maximum as a child right now, as a 5th grader, his maximum at the end of 5th grade was about 4 clones. But his maximum at 8th grade is about 20 clones. And these clones take up a lot of his energy, which his energy divides between all of them. That's why they're not as strong as him. But once he gets in high school, his clones will probably have the power to fully manifest all of his power. As one day Seraphina's talking to her show called Friends, who are just using her for money. Okay, he's never showed his ability to his family at all. They just think he's abilityless, and that's why his mom doesn't really care for him. Because she only cares if he has an ability. When he heads home, his mom and him and Seraphina finally arrive home. Remember, this is 6th grade, so I think his amount would probably be 10. His clone amount would be 10. Because then 7th grade would be 11. I mean, 7th grade would be 15. Then 8th grade would be 20. He smiles as he walks home, and their mom says, what are you so cheerful about? He smiles, saying, everything. Today was an amazing day. I won a 1-on-4 fight. He says, wow, I didn't expect you to do that. He says, that's because it wasn't a 1-on-4 fight. It was literally actually a 10-on-4 fight. She says, did you just bring some friends? He goes, I think they're more blood related. I think they're more like brothers than friends. She says, what are you talking about? He says, I've been hiding something from you all. They say, what? He says, what is it? He says, get Seraphine out here, then I'll show you all. Get everyone out here. They get everyone out, and he says, and the dad says, so, what's up, kiddo? He says, well, I have an ability. I just hid it this entire time. He says, ooh, is it a time stop? Is it a refreezer? Kind of like Seraphina's? He says, oh, hell no, it's nothing like that. I don't know why it's like this. As he puts up 2 fingers, and 10 clones appear beside him. He goes, He says, that's what I meant. She says, Seraphina says, so that's what you meant by blood-related brothers. He goes, exactly. I can create clones of myself. Except for the fact that it kind of weakens me, because I do diverse all my energy between all of them. He says, watch this. As he punches one of his clones, he says, "Do you mind if I punch you, clone? Clone number 10? He goes, "Sure." I kind of was going back to being in the mind. He punches him in the face as he poofs and says, "They're instant. If it's a strong punch, they will poof. If it's a normal punch, they can take it. I've been learning how to build them up." He says, "These just appear. They don't just poof out of nowhere. I actually have to use tons of energy." He says, "That's why usually people can counter them. Usually the high tiers of our school can easily counter them. So that's why I've thought of different strategies. Which if you show the next competition in the school, you'll see." Okay, look, pretend like he never revealed his ability. Okay, people, just pretend like he never did. So, it's time for like a school 8th grade matches, and everyone's parents are watching. Everyone's parents are watching the fight, and it's finally the final battle between Seraphina and Christian. Christian's never used an ability between any of these fights, and they're surprised how that cripple kid has somehow defeated all the high tiers up to now his sister. He goes, "So Seraphina, I guess it's our turn to fight." She just does she tries to do that blue-eyed thing. He says, "Don't act like that's actually gonna scare me." Then he says, then they rush at each other, clashing fists, going as he lands in a face punch. He goes, "Why you?" and freezes time, then punches him, then refreezes it. He gets blown back and then lands into the wall. He goes, "I'm not done yet." As he says, "Now time for my plan." She rushes at him with a punch. He pulls it into his pocket and then punches her in the face, which knocks her way farther back this time. She says, "How is that punch way stronger?" He says, "It's basically like Night Eye, where Night Eye had those gadgets in his hands." He goes, as he throws them to the ground as they all crush the ground below him. He goes, as Seraphina keeps on going for strikes, as she keeps on putting craters where he is, as he's dodging all the attacks. He's smiling, saying that this is perfect. He smiles as Seraphina jumps back. She goes, "How are you dodging all of them?" He says, "Now!" as he throws a smoke bomb below him, and everyone goes, "Huh?" As 5 clones rush out from him, 5 Christians run out of the smoke, going, "Ah!" Naruto, everyone goes, "What?" Their mom is shocked. Everyone in the school is shocked because they always thought he was abilityless, and they just saw that he Shadow Clone freaking gangbanged Seraphina. As a couple of more come out, until 9 more come out, as they're like, "Ah!" Well, I should know his limit is 20 since he's in 8th grade. So 19 come out, and they just start attacking Seraphina, barraging her. She does not expect this, so she's hit by most of the strikes. The parents are shocked at how he's easily doing this. But finally she lands hits, defeating all the clones. Then he rushes over going, "Ah!" Then he smiles, saying, "You've led right into my trap." As he led her back into the crater, where it was the deepest part of land, where it was the weakest part of the dirt, as a clone flies up and uppercuts her into the sky, going, "Ah!" As it poofs. He says, "Yeah!" As she's defeated. He goes, "Now dance. Now own it. Now Sammy flown it. Now Sammy loud it. Don't believe it, just want out." I'll be right back. Hey, Dad? Dad? Daddy? Can Jace come in? What? Okay. Are you okay? You're just a little mad, aren't you? Dang it, why weren't closed? Oh, whatever. As their mom is like, "I can't believe it. How did he beat Seraphina? And why was he hiding his ability this entire time?" Well, when they get home, Christian is in Seraphina's room, caring to her wounds, and he kind of apologizes for the giant uppercut. And also because he was way too excited to show his ability. And Seraphina asks, "How long have you had that ability?" He says, since like 5th grade. The first time I used it was when I was fighting two stupid bullies, and they said it was 2-on-1, but then I said it was 3-on-1. My maximum back then was 2, then it moved up to 5. Now it's 20. She thinks to herself, "Oh, I get it. You progress 5 clones every year." He goes, "Exactly." She says, did the clones usually come out of that smoke? He says, "No, I made these things called smoke bombs. They help a lot when I'm trying to disguise my presence." And then their mom says, "Christian, honey, come down here." He says, "She's never called me that. This is sus. This is some Among Us sus." As he walks down there saying, as he walks down, their mom says, "We and your father have to have a talk with you." He says, "Okay." As he sits down with them, and their mom instantly starts yelling, saying, "Why did you hide your ability for that many years? Why did you do that for so long? And how did you even do that? And why isn't your ability like your sister's and mine?" He goes, "Question 1, I don't know. Question 2, my ability's randomed. 3, your question wasn't a 3, so whatever." He says, "And 3, because I'm smarter than Seraphina in battle strategies. My battle IQ, I've taken an IQ test before, is over 20,000. I can literally already plan 20 steps ahead. Just like I've already planned 20 steps on how I'm gonna get out of this room. Because I have no view lock the door until I give you answers." He says, "Now, bye-bye," as he summons 20 clones as they all distract her, as he walks out of the room going, as then they poof when he puts his fingers back up. Hi, Mom. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling a tiny bit better. It's all done? I'm feeling a lot better.
Why? Oh, snacky?
No.
Oh, geez, that's greasy.
Why is it so soft?
That's all cheese.
Oh, I can just smell it.
I'm just gonna let that.
Can I have a kiss?
Can I set the timer to shut the oven off? Or, you shut the
Can I
timer?
show you how to
Clear.
Okay. Best part of my day.
What is that?
Supposed to be. Honestly, like, what is this supposed to be?
No, that's a guy from Patty.
Who the heck's Patty?
Patty. Alright, as soon as you hear that, shut that off, okay?
Okay.
Want to cook it a little bit more to make it room for.
As now, when he returns to Seraphina's room and sees she's gone, he goes, "Great. She left the room. Well, I'm just gonna go play a game." He's playing soccer with it. He's kicking around a soccer ball in the air going, as he wants to develop a new strategy in fighting because he knows that technique's not always gonna work. He asks Seraphina if she wants to play soccer with him for a little bit, and she agrees to it. He says, "No ability using, alright?" And she says, "Sure." As they just have a one-on-one soccer game. He says, as he pulls the ball back and kicks it up in the air, and then does a 360 in the air, and kicks it down, going, "Ah!" as it instantly goes into the goal. He says, "Hey, go!" He says, Club Godzilla, I ain't tripping. Then their mom says, kids, it's time for dinner and we have a special dessert. He says, chocolate cake, as he blitzes in, and Serafina goes, oh no, you're not getting it this time. You got it last time. He says, I did not. He says, I did not. You got it last time. As they started eating, and she says, whoever eats their food normally, whoever eats their food first gets their piece of cake. He says, just, no, finish your food if you want your cake. Serafina just chugs it down. He goes, wow, well, you're stupid for that. He says, you're supposed to eat it slowly. Duh. Now the chocolate cake's just gonna taste weird. As he just eats it, and she says, oh yeah, guys, there was only one slice since yesterday. He says, as when it's time, they both activate their abilities, with Christian saying, clones! As he creates 20 clones, which all rush to the kitchen, which all rush in and grab the chocolate cake, with Serafina saying, no! As he heads to his room saying, mine! Then he says, alright boys, come on out! As he creates 5 clones, and he says, alright guys, we split the cake in quadrants. Alright guys, eensy-weensy pieces. They go, yeah! As when the first one's about to take a bite, they're instantly poofed. He catches it quickly and puts it back on the plate, saying, who poofed him? Did one of you punch him? He says, I'm not giving any more cake until we find out who the hell just did that. And Serafina's in the room, looking angry as shit. He goes, are you okay? She says, I want the cake. He says, God damn, do you have an addiction to cake? He says, just take it. I don't want it. As he gives it to her, she goes, I always get it. But then he smiles, snapping his fingers. Then the cake that she doesn't know yet turns into plastic. As then he puts the cake from under his bed, saying, as he starts to eat the cake. She takes a bite and goes, dang it, I'm gonna kill you now. You gave me a plastic cake. As she breaks down his door and he goes, oh crap, she's mad. I better go run. As he goes and hides in his closet saying, maybe... But then she just opens the closet and does a John, and she pulled a John. Not really a John, but like he pulls a John where he gets blasted through 2 walls. He goes, jeez, it was just a piece of cake. He goes, and I wanted it. He says, not my fault, you slow. He says, we have school tomorrow. We're starting a new high school tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. Just shut up and get ready. A year after doing that high school, a new student comes in. As Christian's on the roof, just sitting down, drinking orange juice, because that's my favorite juice. He still hasn't been classified. He still classifies himself as... He's classified as a cripple, since he doesn't tell anybody his ability because he's lazy. He's one of the laziest as he sits there. As Arlo walks up saying, you can't be up here, it's for high tiers. He goes, and? I don't care. What are you gonna do? Put a barrier around me? You realize I could just stuff your barrier with clay? As he's about to say clones, but then he says clay. He says, what's clay gonna do to my barrier? He goes, nothing. Absolutely nothing. He says, no, I don't care what you say, I'm not moving. He says, get down from there, now. He goes, or what if I jump off the roof? He goes, you wouldn't. He says, oh, I would. He goes, Serafina's gonna kill me if you fall off the roof. He goes, good. As he goes, when I see you again, as he does the salute sign as he falls off the building, going, ah, yeah. Then he goes, oh, fuck, I forgot that I don't have an ability. As he collapses on the ground, being heavily injured, almost dying, in fact. As he's taken to the infirmary, And the doctor screams at him saying, "Why would you jump off a building?" He goes, "I forgot I didn't have an ability. I thought I could just jump off and land on the ground like one of those badass hero movies. I'm sorry." He says, "You're an idiot." He goes, "I know I am. And I'm proud of it." He whispers in the doc's ear as he appears behind him, "But we all know I'm the smartest in battle strategies." He goes, "Ah, shoot. I don't care." Okay, now I gotta press clear. Let's just go into the Joker arc, honestly. Actually, let's just go into Turf Wars. He's never told John that he has an ability either. He just lied and made it sound like he was with John together. Cripples forever. Together forever, cripples forever. They even made their own contract with each other. Cripples forever. Never ever betray each other. As when he came back, blah blah blah. Christian would bust down the door saying, "Johnny boy, you okay?" He goes, "Not so loud." He goes, "Sorry, but what the hell happened?" He says, "I got into a fight." He says, "No low tier, mid tier, or a high tier could do that to you unless they're the king and the queen or fucking Seraphina. And Seraphina didn't even do that much to you. All she did was blast you through a wall." He says, "Blasted me through a wall is an understatement. I got slapped 50 times. He says, "Your point is?" He says, "I've fallen off a roof and hit the ground running. So much to do, so much to see down in the sea." He says, "Come here." He says, I'll heal you." He says, "But you don't even have an ability." He goes, "Who said I need an ability to heal someone?" As he just slaps a tag on him, like a little piece of paper. He says, "A piece of paper?" He goes, "It's a healing tag. Just take it, dumb shit. It'll heal you over time." He goes, "I also have Doc's medicine. He just gave it to me because he knows that I live with you and he knows that you're a complete idiot and gets to fights." As he does it, and a couple hours later, he's perfectly fine, so they don't have to call Elaine. Let's just go into where blah blah blah, where Seraphina is being attacked. When Seraphina is about to get attacked, and they're about to stab Arlo, Elaine jumps in front to block it. Well, actually, Elaine's not there. Arlo would be there, though. Arlo would be there, was about to get stabbed. Christian catches it, going, "Nice try, buddy." As he breaks his arm, going, "Ugh." As he breaks the guy's arm and kicks him back, Arlo traps him in a barrier and just starts choking him. He goes, oh, 50-round knockout." He says, "Oh, I forgot about Seraphina." He says, "John, wake the fuck up." He goes, "Ah." He says, "Go check on fucking Sarah." As the freaking glass breaks, he goes, as he rushes to the room, and then slides off the door, going, as he jumps out there and tackles the guy who had Seraphina's arm, and he goes, "John, catch her!" John catches her in the most anime kawaii scene ever. Christian slides in front of him, going, "Huh?" And Burton goes, and just muda this guy, in defeating him. John would get hit by the barrier and all that. John would try and activate the barrier, and then he'd spit up blood, blah, 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 and all that crap. Then Seraphina no longer has an ability, and all that crap. Now moving on to the Joker. After they'd planned the assault on him, on the high tiers, Christian sees this fight and goes, "I'm stepping in." As he punches the glass down, and he says, "Anyone could be next." As he jumps down, going, "Choo," And as he sees everyone there defeated, and when he's about to show himself, pulls off his mask. Christian jumps in saying, "I'm not gonna let you just throw anyone yet, John." He says, "What happened to you? What happened to cripples forever? So you had an ability this entire time, dumb shit." He says, "Whatever, I've been lying too. I have an ability as well." He says, "Now let's settle this." John using all of his abilities, Christian realizes John can only mirror about 5 abilities at once, and he's already gotten 5 abilities. As he's fighting John, he's actually not really doing good at it. He's not really fighting him at all that well. As he keeps on getting bodied by John, as he's sent back, everyone says he's gonna get destroyed. As Serafina sees the fight between them, and she wants to stop them, but an injured Arlo tells him to please. Well, actually, Arlo's bodyguard says, "Please, don't go after him. This is his fight." He says, "Now I'll show you my ability. Kagebushi! Kagebushi no Jutsu!" As he creates 30 clones, which scatter around John. He says, "Can't mirror this, can ya?" As they all rush out and going, "Ah!" As John is obliterating all of them, but as they're still landing multiple hits on him. Everyone says, "Whoa, what a cool ability!" He says, "Kagebushi!" His ability name is actually called Double Team. As he keeps on going, as he's fighting to the death with John, and he's not doing too well. His clone's ability sure may be good. His Double Team ability might be pretty good, but it's no chance against 5 abilities. And all of them being God tier abilities. As he goes, as then John launches him back. Oh yeah, his name probably, if I was really unordanary, his name wouldn't be Christian, and I was part of Serafina's, and his name would probably be Sora. So he's launched into a wall, and he goes. John says, "You're too weak. You're not even close to beating me. With that ability, you're pretty much trash, just like everyone else in this school." Something in him snaps, saying that he goes, "So I'm trash, huh? I don't care. I don't care if I'm scum. I don't care if I'm anything. You want to know why I don't care? Because I'm me. I have my own personality. Why the hell should I care at all if I'm greedy or not? I don't care if I'm a high tier or not, because I can still do anything myself. Can I not, Johnny boy?" He says, he thinks to himself saying, "I've never used this ability before, because no one has known. I'm a rare type of person. I have 2 abilities. I have limitless power. You forgot something. Your ability may be able to mirror 5 abilities. It can't mirror 7. As he rushes towards him, instantly freezes time going, "Zawardo!" As he goes, and Muda the crap out of this guy as he blasts John back. Then he goes, "Genos machine gun blows!" As he's obliterating John. As he goes, he says, "For the sake of my most glorious project, you will die today." As John lands a lightning strike on him, but he just freezes time to heal himself. And then he kicks John in the face, going, Then they have a giant anime fight out here going, as they're having a humongous fight with with him not backing down. Even if John's the Joker and beat all the high tiers, he's not giving up. He doesn't care how beaten and bruised he is. He's still going at it. Once John lands a really good gut punch, which makes him spit out blood, and gets launched back, which makes him lands high in there. Serafina wants to step in, but Arlo's bodyguard, or whatever his name is stopping her, saying, "Please don't go. We don't." Arlo is trying his best And your brother's trying his best, and he would not want you in here as well. As he's going, as he punches, but then John activates his barrier, which Christian's hand starts to go crazy, bleeding. As he gets even more pissed, going, "Kagebushi no jutsu!" As he said, as 30 more clones appear, and they start to gangbang rush John, but it's not doing anything. He's still panting insanely, and he goes, "All the energy in the world, come to my body!" As he goes, "Ah!" As a pinkish aura swirls around him, and then he goes, "Kagebushi no jutsu!" and creates 1,000 clones, which scatter around John. He goes, "Ah!" He says, "No!" as he throws a smoke bomb in the middle, and he throws a stun grenade right behind John, which stuns him. He goes, "Gah!" as all the clones let out their full power on John, using their time stop abilities all over him, and he goes, "Shadow Clone Gangbang!" And then he said, but then, as the real him is underground, he goes, as he jumps up, going, as John finally swipes away 500 of the clones, they're all going at him as they're all above him, and John thinks that he could just blast up with Blake's ability to defeat them all. When John looks up to blast them, he makes them all fade away, but someone from below him, he goes, "Ah!" as he punches John right in the face, square in the jaw, going, "I haven't used this technique since 8th grade. Ah!" as he launches John into the stratosphere. As he lands up his feet, panting the shit out of himself, going, thinking that he's never gonna win this fight. But then John falls to the ground, defeated and defeated. He goes, then the giant heartbeat is heard. He goes, as he falls to the ground, going, as they're taken to the hospital. And this time, they're not even yelled up at the doc. He's not even mad anymore, because he realized that they've gone too far for this.